I don't think we can do this, but this is great fucking topics here regarding their thoughts on our politics, guns, and Trump.
Can we ask you?
It's just, bro.
You can. You can.
Do we have the energy for this?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
I just bought a gun. Can I tell you how I did it? It's really quick.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Just as my transaction was, I just moved to Arizona.
Yep.
I went, here's my ID. They go, all right. There you go.
Right. This is alien. That's to my head.
Why did you buy it?
Just to protect myself. And I'll give you the reason why. My mom has a piece in her purse.
Yep.
My sister does. When we grew up, he knows how I shoot. I would go shooting every single day.
Okay.
And my dad taught me this: it's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
And that's a very American thought process. Now, when I talk to anyone, and here's why I'm bringing it up, I love to hear the ideas of the rest of the world. Yeah, I'm hearing feedback too.
It's fine.
I love to hear the ideas of the rest of the world on this stuff.
Okay.
Because we get very siloed into our thought process. It's my right.
Yeah.
It's my right to carry this gun, or you know, I'd rather have it not. We all say that. We've said that since day one. We sit there, and as people in other countries of the world, we look at you guys, and we are dumbfounded.
Yes.
We are blown away by your guys' situation to a point of almost humor.
Okay.
Like we are almost laughing at how you guys act from a standpoint of.
One thing to clear up is London and UK isn't much better. People get stabbed on a probably daily basis.
Every night
This is what I mean.
Really quick, when's the last mass stabbing you had? Where 30 people died.
Okay, so it's hard. It's also quite hard to mass stab people.
100%. That's what I'm
really
getting
hard
at.
to mass stab
That's what I'm
people.
getting at. Have you had any school stabbings lately? Like where 30 kids got stabbed? And
No. Okay, yeah. So the one thing, see our trip coming up in July, right? We were talking about doing cheap versus expensive or whatever, and one team goes here and does it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it at the sheer risk. You saw the people live stream on Twitch with a GoPro of them they just roll up to shops and just shoot people, right? Imagine, say, we're out filming. Yes, lads, all right, we've been given $10. We have to go and get an outfit in the shop. And we just get shot.
Hold on a second.
It's nuts.
Would you be as scared if you had your own gun to protect you?
No, I don't think I ever want a gun. I don't think I ever want a gun. I don't want the weight of
them things. They're not nice.
I just think of it this way, bro. Like, if say in Arizona they pass a law, you have to return your guns. I know, sadly, when I return my guns, criminals are not.
No, but here's what I was talking about with the guy the other day. They will say, and by the way, I want to say this. I'm not anti-gun. I don't think
you seem like it.
No, I'm not. Let me talk. One thing I will say is that I am anti. I think we need to dial back on ARs. I really do.
Yes.
I think. I'm sorry. Like the idea of putting that level of
don't Walmart sell guns.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So
don't.
So this is what I'm saying, right? That is sort of alien to me as well. Is that you could roll up to say a Walmart and say, "Hey, I need that rifle."
Right now.
Right now. I can kind of understand a handgun or whatever. I can kind of understand it. But the fact you're whipping around with this is war-ready shit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
So why do you think that Americans are so obsessed with guns?
I think it comes from a very long, long time ago.
Yeah.
I think it comes from a very, very long time.
The creation of the Second Amendment.
That is
I think, and again, it's I'm not comparing these, but it's the same way of English people still live on some things like the man should be the one that takes care of his lady and stuff. These are all very old things, right?
Yep.
And this gun thing is sort of similar, right? It's lived through so many generations that you grow up thinking, I should have a gun,
That's
right?
how it should be.
Like you said, your mum has a gun, so you've got.
So the reason I have a gun is because my dad had stores in the ghetto.
Okay.
And so I had a gun pulled out on me.
Yeah. Okay.
And when I didn't have anything to protect myself, I watched my life go away.
Yeah.
So now when I see somebody reach out, dude, I've had to pull out my gun on somebody and take their gun away from them. I've done it 3 times, and it's on camera.
That's nuts.
Explain the situation. You work at a gas station in Arizona where there's.
First of all, it's a liquor store.
Okay.
Learn your ethnicity. No, regardless, it's where it is. And by the way, one of the places was at a hookah bar. Don't be racist. It was. And it wasn't my hookah bar. It was my cousin's hookah bar. And I was there, and dude, when you're there and there's bad people in the world, and I'm living the times that I live in, and people bear arms. So. Yes, when my daughter's at the age where I could teach her, I'm teaching her how to shoot a gun.
Here's the issue. We are at a point right now, America,
Inflection.
where it is very hard to reverse engineer a
gonna say,
problem
yeah.
that has
Yeah.
been hundreds of years in the
You're
making.
too far gone.
And
It's like compound interest, right?
Bingo.
You've
Bingo.
compounded.
And
No, but-
the other issue is the Constitution is such a strong document to form a foundation for a country that exhibits amazing freedoms and rights for the people that live there.
Yeah.
But there's one thing in particular in that document that maybe should have had a little asterisk next to it.
Yeah.
That accounted for today's day and age, which the founding fathers did not.
This idea was built out for so many different reasons, for a well-regulated militia, and more so to defend, for our ability to defend ourselves from a tyrannical government.
Yeah.
That's what I heard
i.e. Great Britain. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
Okay,
we
yeah.
got out of that situation.
The redcoats. You lot don't like the
correct.
redcoats.
We wanted our ability
Yeah.
to defend ourselves.
Yeah.
So now you've got these guys in Arkansas with their AR-15s thinking to themselves that when I have to rise up against the government, which has AC-130 gunships
Yeah.
and F-15 bombers,
My
that
AR
they're
will
gonna
do
be
the job.
Homie, if the government wants you dead,
Yeah.
you're dead.
You're gonna die,
It's over.
right?
There's
You're
no,
gonna die.
there's no. So here's the thing at play here. America has done a very good job of saying, well, this is where we're at, so unfortunately, this is where we're at. Guns have one job. Kill people.
Yeah.
That kill. That's it. Kill animals, kill.
Protect. You can't put a. You
But
can't put
But in what
but
way?
let's-
In what
but let's-
way?
By,
Protect your-
by
protect
doing
your
what?
daughter.
By doing
But
what?
by doing what?
Comes into
But
your
by
house.
doing what? But no, listen. Stop.
No, but you protect by
Just-
shooting, which will probably kill.
kill.
No, you
Yeah.
don't have to. I'll shoot you in the leg.
So if I,
It could
no, that's
kill.
not how we're trained. That's you don't train.
who are you trained by? The Navy SEALs? Who are you
But you
trained
could
by?
protect by just
No one
just pulling out.
You're shooting in center
Yeah.
mass. You're not
You
trained.
can't just say anybody who has a gun is like the reason they have a gun is to kill people. It's not true. It's to
gun.
protect yourself.
What is the only job of a gun?
But see, this,
I will have a gun to protect.
Not
my
no
Okay,
take
see-
you out
see
of it.
what-
The
see
answer
how
is
you
to
are-
neutralize. It's to
Neutralize.
neutralize.
Okay,
So now let me ask you a question. If the goal of AIDS is to neutralize, do you guys think we should say the answer to AIDS is more AIDS?
No.
Okay.
That is a
No,
weird.
it's not.
That's
Let
a-
me stop.
What the fuck?
It's
are you
Great.
saying?
That's
No,
great,
it's a
by the way.
great-
Clip it up, please.
Thank
That
you.
is phenomenal.
Because our answer in America right now is that to stop gun violence, we need more guns.
Okay.
That's the answer. That's the answer. Now let me ask you this question. Where do you think bad people get guns? Robbers, thieves, people like that.
From good people.
From good people.
good people,
Now, when the good people, now I'm not saying this isn't problematic, and it sucks if I have to be one of the people that has to die,
Yeah.
so that in 30 years, kids at school don't have to worry about getting shot.
Yeah.
There may be 10 years where there are some guns in the hands of good people or bad people and not good people.
Yeah.
Just like global warming. People may have to suffer in the short term for the greater good of the country. But eventually, those guns will dry up in the hands of good people, and bad people will have nowhere to get them from. That is my fucking thought. Now, once again, I'm not saying.
A lot of guns come from other countries, though.
This is what I was
me
going
ask
to
you-
say.
That's
Like,
the case. I don't
And-
even
and-
know.
there is a
Arizona,
world,
a lot of our guns
there's a
come from
world
China.
corruption in the fact that like our government probably sells arms to XYZ around the world, right?
100 million%.
So there's like world corruption on the front. We are putting arms in loads of different countries. All of us are.
Absolutely.
That's an issue.
Absolutely.
That's an issue.
Oh, no,
already.
we're putting more guns in
This
other
is-
countries than anybody.
So, but again, I just feel like there's never, as a day-to-day normal person, right? I'm just here to live. If I was a US resident, I would never feel like I would need to have something that could end a life. I don't want the responsibility to think, oh, I might have to end a life today. If something goes south, I might have to end a life. But I feel like the only reason it's compounded from so many decades and years, right? The only way you're thinking I may have to end a life today to protect myself is because it's happened for so many years.
I agree.
It's nuts.
So when the Constitution was being written, listen, they had muskets, bro.
Yeah.
Try to shoot anything with
The
a musket.
fucking
It's
bayonet
impossible.
on the end.
That's
yeah.
what
But here's where we're at today. We're not with muskets anymore.
No.
I think there's two things that's in my mind when we talk about these things. One is what I said before. We're not going to remove guns from bad people. Like the guy's not going to be like, "Oh, look, the government
Better
says
give up
give
my
it back.
guns."
I'm gonna give it back." Two, I think we need a better job for sure when it comes to getting a gun. I don't think you have to be 25 to rent a car, but 18 to get a gun. That's fucking
crazy.
weird.
That's backwards.
That's weird. So I
Really
think there
backwards.
should be like a test, a schooling.
Harder background checks, regulations on automatic rifles or assault rifles,
Yes.
ARs
I agree.
specifically.
By the way-
buybacks for ARs, and ban certain weapons with a chamber that exceeds a certain capacity.
And I want to say,
But
say
wait, can I
this,
say
this
my
kind of
last
stuff
thing?
and red flag legislation. Really quickly, we're having a theoretical conversation here. I don't want them to take all the fucking guns. That's ridiculous. I'm not fucking saying that.
Yeah.
But there is simple, what I really truly believe to be common sense reform that is ready to be signed into fucking legislation right now.
Yeah.
That is simply being blocked by people who have financial gains to be made by those being blocked. That's what I'm fucking getting at.
There's modifiers as well, right? I think with generations now, where it's so easy to say, if you say you have a mental illness or something, it's very easy to want attention, and people that are wired differently now want attention by shooting scores.
That would be another solution. You need the media needs to be very strictly controlled when these things happen, so that the shooter gets or the perpetrator gets absolutely zero fucking recognition.
Anytime someone wants attention now, it's I'm gonna do it on the internet, right? And it goes to the extremes of, if I want to really make a point, like recently the guy that done the racist attack on the right, his initial thought was, I'm gonna go to and shoot black people on the internet, right? So I feel like that's a major issue as well. Like we're saying, like everyone needs to be so much more in control of this shit, because people's first thought is, if I want to do a hate attack or something, I'm gonna broadcast it, and that's fucked.
The problem is
that's fucked.
It's so much bigger than just get rid of guns.
100%.
Yeah.
No, and make no mistake, the number one issue that we do face is a mental illness problem.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that should subtract from the fact that we need to figure out the gun situation.
I think it goes hand in hand with like an evolution of humanity.
Well, because the gun solution is legislation that could be quick acting, that we could actually put in place in the next 6 months.
Just to
the
slow it
mental illness problem, we got decades ahead of us of trying to fight this situation, but it's massive, and the issue that is stopping solutions from coming down on all of these issues is a very specific type of American greed. That is number one. Mental illness is not solved because Lexapro sells millions of dollars worth of Lexapro to stop to treat mental illness, not solve it. Guns bring millions of dollars into people's pockets. McDonald's brings millions of dollars into people's pockets, so heart disease will not stop.
Smoking.
This is greed. The number one issue is greed.
Yeah.
Well, that's
And
not
that
gonna
I don't know how.
stop, dude.
Well, no, it's not that. I'm not saying it's gonna stop. I'm just saying that is the core fucking issue. If you look at any one of these things, the reasons why legislation is not passed is because these motherfucking senators are eating off of these companies.
Yeah.
Our government is owned. Our government is not free. We don't have a free government that votes on things. They are owned by corporations.
The problem is compounded in a way where like now people are preparing for the people who are preparing for the.
It's almost
problem.
like
guys, in our defense, LA is crazy right
No,
now.
I know. So I do think there's some. There's got to be something we can fucking do.
No, true, but listen, I'm not going around telling. First of all, this is probably the first time I ever broadcast. I have a gun. I don't broadcast it. I'm not out here being like, yeah, I'm fucking badass. I don't post anything with it.
that's when I was-
truly, with all of my heart, I only have it to protect me and my family.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason why. I'm not bragging. I'm not making music videos holding it up. It has nothing to do
like,
with that, bro. If I pull out my gun, God forbid, I'm shooting you. That is the worst case scenario.
This could be like really stupid to say, right? But see how you've got 6,000 rounds, right? And you're saying, if there was something that said, this is a protection handgun, right? And it's loaded with 1 or 2 bullets. That's all you get, right? Your 1 to 2 bullets is a protection handgun, right? Yeah. And say you do eventually have to use it, right? You go to a specific body and you say, this is the situation. It's been passed by the police and everything like that. I've used my round. You have to submit it.
That's why I asked.
Yeah,
But
like you have to submit it and say, listen, look, I used my round because this situation happened.
When you've
regulated.
seen like the types of riots and stuff that are happening, especially in LA, where like these guys lived and I lived at the time, it's fucking scary, bro. Like,
Yeah.
that's why I asked him. But he's
even LA now, man. These
Because the way
these
you're
people don't come in ones. They come in 3s. They come in 4s.
It's just, it don't make sense to me that it's like when you speak about it, you're like preparing for like The Walking Dead. This is what it feels like. It's like it's so outside the box to
100%.
me that you're doing this for just other people.
Which is why
You're
this
doing this for other
conversation
people.
is interesting.
It blows my mind that you are preparing for other humans, not like the world ending.
Evil exists, man.
Evil exists, no doubt.
So how am I supposed to walk around? Listen, I don't
Trust,
want
man.
If I can live in
Trust.
a world where I don't
Have
need
to
it,
have it.
awesome.
Yeah.
But bro, like I'm watching these terrible news happen, and I just don't want to be on the news as a dead man. Like I want to protect myself.
On a day-to-day basis, I would say that I like, even when people say they don't believe that we walk around in London or whatever, which is true. Horrible things happen in London, but I live my life on a day-to-day basis that I trust that the human race will just treat me as a human. That's how I want to. I don't want to be so pressured.
I like.
What about the kids that trusted that
that's
they wanted
the thing.
to go to school?
But again,
or like,
not
you know what I'm saying?
not everyone's wired to think. I really hope that the human race treats me as I treat the human race today.
I'm unwilling to be that vulnerable.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro, there's too much evil.
Do you think that's
bold,
gonna
that's
change
bold.
when you have your kid?
Yeah, first.
You've got someone to protect.
Without a doubt, I think my views will change 100% because at that point, I have to care for myself in a different way because I've got to preserve myself to take care of that person now, right?
If you had to move to LA right now,
Absolutely.
God-
no, you have to.
God
I have to,
forbid.
right?
Question.
Okay.
You have to move to LA with your daughter.
Yeah.
And when you move in, the guy goes, listen, the neighborhood's rough. He's shooting all the time. Do you want to buy a gun before I leave? Last chance. Would you want something to protect your family?
I still wouldn't take it.
Again, I feel.
He
I don't
uses his
think-
daughter as a shield.
Fuck's sake. It's fucking hard, man. Again, because I haven't lived in a world where I don't know what that feeling. You know how like the feeling inside you when the stuff's going on outside, right?
Yeah.
I've not experienced that, so I don't know what that actually feels like. I don't feel that chemical thing in my brain where I feel like shit, this is about to happen, right?
I need this. Yeah.
So the fact, even your theoretical situation you're pointing to me, I can't fully understand because in my head, again, like I said, I would trust that the world would see me caring for my daughter and just think,
Leave 'em
we're
alone.
humans,
Yeah.
man. We're humans at the end of the day.
Yeah, I wish
but
it
again,
could be like that.
yeah, this is
That's beautiful.
That's a
Yeah.
good answer. A really good answer.
I was 11 or 13 when I had a gun pulled at me the first time.
Yeah, again,
And he
I'm not
robbed me. And
surprised.
he was shaking too. That's what scared me. So I was
Yeah.
like, fuck, what if he's like shakes?
Well, this is what I think, right? So if I had a gun and someone pulls out a gun on me, I'm not going to be able to pull out. They're going to shoot you if you have to
That
do
whole
that.
the whole good gun beating bad gun thing, I think, is a lot less likely than people. I mean,
Same
bro,
with- hold on. That doesn't
No,
fucking
no. That's what I'm trying to say. It
Yeah,
just doesn't.
yeah. There was like
everybody's it takes
10
a guy
years.
with a good gun to, bro. All you see is these mass shootings.
Yeah.
There, by the way, there's
Officers
bro,
of
there's
the law.
40
Officers
cops
of
outside
the
school,
law waiting
and there's a
to
person
not
in there
do anything.
blowing people. And bro, by the way, like I'm not saying like don't give yourself a chance. I totally believe in responsible gun ownership. I
Yeah.
really do. I'm going back to that right now. Give yourself the fucking chance responsibly. Background check, mental
Yeah,
health,
yeah.
restrictions on capacity, all that shit. But the idea of that defense happening is just very. You just
Yeah.
don't see it happens. By the way, I'm not saying it doesn't happen.
Wait,
there's
wait,
tons
what are
of
you talking about?
there's tons of
There's-
instances of it.
There's
but
so
it's-
many incidents.
No, there's
if you
there's-
go online right now and you just type in compilation of people saving their lives from having a firearm, you
tons.
find
But what I'm
millions.
But if you found millions, and you wouldn't obviously find millions, but you
would
might
find millions.
You wouldn't find millions, but if you found hundreds, you could find a billion of person wasn't able to pull out gun fast enough and got killed.
I think it's more likely you
like-
save
like, bro,
someone
it's
else
not-
with a gun
it's-
than save yourself.
But like, if you had one in your house,
Like, you wouldn't be in the situation. You'd witness the situation and stop it with your gun rather than someone pulling a gun on you and you pulling
that's
your
what
gun on them.
happens. So, like for example, in Arizona, there's many cases where somebody would come in and shoot, and the other person next to them would shoot them dead.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's
for
what I'm
sure.
So that stopped the person from killing all these
Yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm just saying there's more instances of that not happening, is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? There are
True,
instances
guys.
of
Listen,
it.
like again, I get it. I understand why you're so passionate. Listen, like when I hear these stories, the first thing I think of is, man, I really hope we don't get numb to this.
No, we are. That's
We are.
why we're having.
No,
a
and I pray- and I
conversation. We're
pray we
completely
don't.
numb to it because nothing happens, bro. I was 10 minutes from Newtown, 15 minutes when those kids got killed at Sandy Hook, like right there. Little kids getting fucking mowed down, bro, by fucking downrange, war-ready fucking rifles. Little fucking kids. It ruined me. And then 10 years later,
It's still happening.
nothing changed. Nothing fucking changed. And if that doesn't bother you to your core as an American, I feel bad for you. I feel very fucking sorry for you as a human, as a fucking human.